Ci vediamo adesso nella parte
Now we are in the
dimostrativa.
demonstration part of the balancing of our chocolate mousse. 30% pata bomb, 25% of chocolate ganache, and 45% of semi-whipped cream without sugar. As I was telling you, usually when we make a base price balance, we almost always need fish glue, except from when we have chocolate. In this case, the ganache is quite soft, so if you have to make a mousse, in this case inside a glass, you can even not use fish glue. In a specific case for which you had to make a modern cake base, because you freeze at minus 18 degrees, so we don't need a product that stabilizes. But if we were to make a product that must be unmolded and served at plus 3 degrees, I advise you to put fish glue, because we wouldn't have the capacity of holding the product firm when we will unmold it. So the first thing we're going to do, apart from preparing the line, so pata bomb, always remember the class in which we talked about it, the ganache and the semi-whipped cream. The first thing we're going to do is put our 1% of fish glue in cold water. We're going to let it nicely rehydrate. And after having rehydrated it, we're going to rinse it and put it in a small part of cream. So a small part of cream in a container suitable to be heated in the microwave. We'll put the fish glue, the rinsed fish glue inside, and then we will insert the product in the semi-whipped cream. After which we will proceed with the assembling of our product. So let's wait for the fish glue to hydrate nicely. This is an important part because often some clumps of fish glue can create if we directly pour it on top of a product that's quite cold. Fish glue will firm up, forming clumps. So it's always advisable, either with some cream or some flavor, a small part, to use it to insert the fish glue. So melting in the microwave and favoring the mixture with the other product. So let's take a small part of our cream or of our flavor. Don't need a lot. Let's take our fish glue. I'm going to rinse it nicely, and then we're going to insert it inside our cream, maybe a little bit more on top, to avoid that in the microwave it overheats too much. Then from here we are going directly inside our microwave. Once we heated this up and let our icing glass melt, we're going to pour it, in this case, in our ganache, and we'll start to work it with the pata bomb. So pouring the icing glass with the flavor, so the chocolate ganache in the pata bomb. Again, always from bottom to top, checking that the elements are assembling homogeneously. If you notice a certain resistance, you can whisk it slightly, but we don't need it here. From here we're going to take our semi-whipped cream that has wilted a little bit, so we're going to slightly reform it. From here we're going to pour the cream in two parts inside our base, where we have fish glue, the pata bomb, and the chocolate ganache. And we're going to go on by putting the last part. So again, remember that when we make a chocolate mousse, fish glue is not so important, but it depends on the use you're going to make of it. In the specific case of a glass dessert, we won't need it, or if we're going to put our mousse as a base in modern cakes, so we're going to work at -18, -20 degrees. It's not needed, but if you want to make a kind of bigger dessert to be served at +3, +4 degrees, you will need it, because when you will unmold it, it might collapse. Pastry bag again. Let's pour our chocolate mousse. Let's take our container and dress it. Of course, putting the quantity that's correct according to the portion. We keep repeating always the same things, but it's important to remember that even in the case in which you're going to preserve our mousse at +3, +4 degrees, in the moment in which you want to put the decorations, you always have to work after blast chilling it, so putting a little part of mousse and freeze, then take out, put an insert, can be crunchy, can be a fruit base, and then I keep putting disc over disc based on the complexity of the garnishes you want to put. So from here you're going to put it in the fridge, clearly closing with the plastic foil and giving it structure to then use it. It needs, remember that it needs at least 4 to 5 hours, or you're going to go 1 hour into positive blast chilling it. With this, we finished the explanation demonstration of our chocolate mousse.